what's really exciting about Walking with Dinosaurs is for the first time we're really able to bring dinosaurs to life in your living room. Really be able to create them at scale, so creating those environments that we talked about earlier, so being able to see them, bringing them into your living room. Also to be able to take you on an adventure as you discover, so more than just reference, but taking you on an adventure of learning. Also being able to give you that sense of danger that you get with dinosaurs, and also being able to discover, so being able to find things on the book, so do your own excavation on the book itself, or explore landscapes by rotating the book around. So we're very excited to see how Dinosaurs develops. So the next thing comes to Wonderbook is Dig's Nightcrawler. So Dig's is a totally unique story being created in collaboration with the Moonbot Studios. So you join Diggs, who's a bookworm, and he's a detective in a place called Library City, and you join him on his quest in discovering the mystery, or solving the mystery, around who bumped off Humpty Dumpty. So I'll share a short video with you.
Name's Nightcrawler. Diggs Nightcrawler. I've got 6 arms, a reading habit, and a nose for trouble. My old pal Humpty got himself bumped off the wall. Hump the Dump, we called him. He was a tough egg, hard-boiled, but somebody wanted him cracked. Now, my grammar ain't perfect, but if your book starts with murder, you'll need me to cross the T's and dot all the I's. Library City is in a scramble, kid, and I'm gonna need you. Humpty is sunny side up, and it's my job to put him back together again.
You better not try to leave the crime scene, gumshoe.
What do you say? Can you help me out? We'll be walking on eggshells, but that's what we do.
So, as I said, it's really exciting to be working with all these new content providers. Moonbot Studios are a new studio. They're made up of all ex-Pixar talent. They've won an Academy Award recently as the best animated short movie. So they started with a story around Professor Lesmore. This was an animation short that they created. They then, which is based on the world of books, interestingly enough, actually. And they've taken this world of books and taking it onto an app. And now we're really excited that they're bringing it to Wonderbook. So they're taking this, their stories further. So the setting for Dig's Nightcrawler is actually in a bookstore, at the back of a bookstore in this world of books, where the characters from those books come to life. The most important thing about Dig's Nightcrawler is, as I mentioned in the book of spells, we want you to feel like a student. In Dig's, you actually become part of the story yourself. You're actually in the story and part of it. And there are many sort of interactive mediums that promise that you feel like you're part of it. We actually pull you in, and Dig's will directly kind of reference you and recognise that you're there. And you may have seen in the video that Diggs is actually calling out to some of the kids. He's kind of he's a detective, but he really needs you to help solve the mystery. You don't control Diggs though, but you do interact with him. So some of the ways you can help Diggs is that you can use the book itself. So you saw in the some of the video earlier that you could actually highlight objects and actually tilt the book and empty the dumpster so that Diggs can find things coming out of it. You can also rotate the book to find things that are hidden behind it. So if you remember the really early prototype video that we had with the man standing behind the building, you can see how some of those early ideas are sort of feeding back into Wonderbook now. You can also brush the surface, so you can clear away sewage and rubbish off of the streets. So again, you may have seen some of those mechanics, you may have seen them in Book of Spells, but used in totally different ways. So another example is how, as you're larger than Diggs and you can see Diggs' world from a different perspective, you can help guide him around a series of corridors. So here he's trying to find his way through a corridor set, and by rotating the book around you're able to guide Diggs because you can see above him. So these are sort of ways that you can help and interact with the Diggs character. So the art direction is really inspired by film noir, and what's really lovely about this is that Moonbot are bringing this to a new audience, but of course film noir is very black and white, and we want to make it more appealing and colourful. So they've taken inspiration from classical art pieces from around that time and the palettes of those periods. So this is Humpty Dumpty, or Humpty. He's a nightclub owner. He's Diggs' mate and he's been bumped off. So there's some concept art around Diggs in his office there. You can see the influence from the world of books coming into his office, and you can see the journey that Moonbot made from their very first title. So this is a short animation test which introduces you to the three pigs.
Police!
These
We're
are
looking
pigs.
for Nightcrawler.
Have you seen this guy roaming around?
There he is, boys. Take him.
That's our cue, kid.
So again, you can see how Diggs addresses you and draws you into the game.
I need you to tell me whatever
So this
you
is
can.
it, see, and what's interesting
Anything
about
out of
this
the
test is they're
ordinary.
looking at using these
Well.
multiple arms that she has.
There was this shadowy character creeping around earlier. I didn't get a good look at him.
That's the guy that's trying to frame me.
But Diggs, Humpty was your best pal. You guys were as close as, well, butter and eggs.
You and I and the big kid with the book know that. But the cops, they got other ideas.
So finally, I'm going to introduce you to the villain of our piece, and here you can see some slapstick comedy, which is quite apparent, is quite relevant to the period of time.
Goodbye, Mr. Worm.
So thanks. So that's our story on one book.